Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Edwin Edebiri, the Chief Happiness Officer. I am definitely excited to be here this morning. The purpose of this call, I've said over and over, is to give people a jump start on Monday. I started it after I came across different studies that people just don't look forward to Mondays as they look forward to Friday because of all the terrible things that can happen on Monday to people. So we want to make sure that we change that. We create a foundation, a foundation of happiness that can help you to look up to the whole week that's coming. So that's what Happy Monday is about. Now, today, folks, I have a really special guest that's going to take us through a topic that, folks, once you really get this, I think you have happiness in the bag, okay? And I can say that. So today, folks, we're going to be talking about alignment and happiness. Okay, you hear me? Alignment and happiness. And to help me break it down is Jay Levin. Now, Jay, folks, have years of experience, working with people. One of the things he says is, I share with you profound yet accessible tools that guide you through the immediate challenges while elevating the quality of your overall life experience and outcome. Jay, welcome to the call.
Thank you, Edwin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so let's kind of dig into this. Let's start with a very simple definition. What is alignment?
Well, alignment is based on the concept and actually the truth that everybody has a sort of authentic self, a place that, if you were not diverted in childhood development process, children come in pretty happy and playful, unless they're physically ill, and creative and mindful and in many ways, and very sensitive and aware, and we all see that in children, and that sense of creativity carried forward from childhood on, and sense of happiness to be alive in the world gets diverted by some of the poor parenting and lack of skill sets and training people in relationship skills and in being able to be safe, being authentic and truthful. So kids get diverted into adulthoods that are often not in alignment with their own natural creativity and are very reactive in life to situations that create emotional disturbances that we're not really trained to deal with. Unhappiness tends to be a sense of emotional disturbances that we're not, and conflicts with others that we're in ourselves that we're not just prepared to deal with. So coming out of that pattern behavior from childhood and into and gradually into more sense of authenticity is in fact a steady path to happiness that has its benefits every day as people find that they're more competent in dealing with both their emotional bodies and with other people and with the vision of where they really be in life and feeling and learning how to move, carefully but regularly towards that, living the life they really would feel authentic in.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, alignment is just natural for children. Because
there's another good way to put it. Excellent.
Okay, it's natural for children. All right. So now, right. as we grow up and we had all kind of stuff, like you said, whether it's parenting, whether it's society, whether it's just awareness. How do you understand attaining happiness once all of that have been introduced? How do we get back to the alignment that we had when we were?
Well, happiness, a sense of happiness has to do with, one, a sense of self-expression that's meaningful and being allowed to be yourself in a certain kind of way that's not antagonistic to others. And most of it has to do with feeling that you know how to connect with other human beings in a safe and healthy way. So you're not in conflict. Your mind's not in, well, am I one up and one down to this other person? I'm in fear about this. And it's a human species issue. So, and the beauty of being alive today is that we've really got these skills. They've got these skills for adults. We've got these skills for children. I'm actually running a campaign now called the Big EQ campaign that wants to get these skills, because the programs exist to train people and, train kids into being able to deal with their own emotions and deal with other people from an empathic place. And it's a different languaging, it's a different mindset, and you want to see kids come out of even, the worst kinds of home situations, et cetera, and really blossom. If they're immersed in a culture and a school where all the teachers have learned, everybody's learned, they have a they become phenomenally happy, actualized people. They love going to school, they learn like crazy, et cetera. So we have the same programs for adults. That's what coaching is about. But we have the same skill sets for adults. We take a little longer for adults to retrain themselves in these things. But if everybody if everybody gets trained in it, and you're learning how to deal with those who are not trained in it, you're automatically feeling safer, more confident, less reactive, and more responsive. So when you're not in trauma and reaction, the natural thing is to feel at peace and happy. It's just organically, it's a natural thing. And when you can deal with your sadness about real loss, things like that, rather than your reactive fear-based behavior, because you've learned to manage that, you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling good about life. Right?
That is awesome. Now, you talk about method and process. Can you elaborate on some of that? What have you found to be the best way to get there?
Well, there are a number. The first best way is to learn how to deal with your emotions without a reactive place. Because we're not trained as children unless you go through one of these school programs. You're not trained in children being able to speak your emotions, name them, identify what they are, communicate them to others in a healthy way. So there's always a fringe of anxiety and reactiveness possible. There's a number of techniques to have people learn how to manage your emotions. There's breathing techniques, there's speaking techniques. There's dozens of techniques, and you find as a coach you match them up to each one up to the right person and give them a smorgasbord to deal with. The other piece of this is that when people learn the skills to deal with others so that they don't feel inadequate and reactive to somebody because I don't know how to respond in this situation, a great deal of confidence comes along. So one teaches those skills as well and learns those skills. So those are among the methods.
Okay. Well, if you're just joining us, folks, we're talking about alignment and happiness. And my guest is Jay Levin. And Jay, thank you so much, for all the information. But I want to know, though, is there a difference between attaining happiness and keeping happiness?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that, Edwin.
So is there a difference between attaining happiness and keeping happiness?
Keeping happiness?
Yes.
You mean maintaining happiness?
Yes, exactly. You can attain happiness and then you can maintain it. Is there a difference?
Maintaining happiness is a ability to get a sense that the bigger picture, and to land in a sense that the bigger picture, even if there's bumps in the road, right, is supportive, right? It's gaining trust in yourself and your ability to deal with what comes up inside you and with others. And once you have those skills, you may have some bumps in the road that bring up painful emotions, but you're not living in the basics of the fear of those emotions anymore. So your overall higher conscious mindset and your overall sense of confidence in life lets you handle those bumps pretty easily.
That is awesome. Well, Jay, I want to say thank you very much for this enlightenment. This is definitely exciting. And folks, if you have not downloaded the Happy Button app yet, it's a good time for you to do so. Just go to happybuttonapp.com. You don't have to go to the App Store or anything. Just on your smartphone or your tablet, just go to the browser window, happybuttonapp.com, and it will take you to the right store. Download it. You will find Jay Levin is one of our feature coaches in the app. He contributes to our information. But also go to the IamHappyProject.org website under the feature coach, and you get all the information about Jay Levin. And you want to learn about some of the techniques and methods they were saying, folks. This is exciting. I think alignment and happiness, folks, is definitely where we want to be. And I want to thank you again one more time, Jay, for joining us. And as part of our tradition, I'm going to make sure everybody, if you press star 6 to mute yourself, this is a time to unmute yourself, and let's wish each other a happy Monday. So 1, 2.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
All right. Thank you very much.